89.9 billion na kinukuha po ng National Treasury at meron pang ilang buwan. I think next month pa po, next year pa yung nasa korte naman to, may nag-petition na po sa Supreme Court. Hayaan lang po natin yung korte sa ngayon. But since hindi pa fully na turn over yung pondo, yung 89.9 billion, baka pwede nyo naman po bigyan ng priority itong health emergency allowances po, mga HEA. Baka mas pwede nyo mauna kasi it's a health related naman po ito. At though kung maaari lang talaga ay wag, no, wag hong gamitin ang PhilHealth funds sa hindi health related. Dapat po sa health ito gamitin. Wag naman po sa ibang mga proyekto na hindi health related. Since napag-usapan na rin dito itong appeals na 4.7, baka katulad ng ginawa nyo this year, bigyan nyo ng prioridad itong mga HEA. Baka sakaling makahabol pa. Nag-set naman ng deadline po ang DBM for October 31. So, ibig sabihin, may 2 buwan para hindi na umabot next year. So, still hoping. Hindi po ako mawawalan ng, hindi po ako magiging hopeless. Still hoping na mabigyan nyo po ng prioridad yung itong health emergency allowances this year, yung mga appeals. Ano, pinumpisahan na natin eh. Kaya nga nagkaroon ng appeals dahil nagkaroon sila ng pag-asa. Nagkaroon sila ng pag-asa. Andito yung committee ninyo, you have the avenue. Pagpatuloy natin yung pag-asa. Huwag tayo mawala ng pag-asa. Let's continue to appeal. Let's continue to help each other na mabigyan po ng prioridad ng ating executive department, DBM, DOH, itong health emergency allowances po, including the appeals. Yun lang po. I'm still hopeful na hindi po ako mawawala ng pag-asa at patuloy ko pong pupukpukin at ipaalala. Kung kailangan natin mag-hearing weekly, sige. Trabaho naman po natin yan. Trabaho natin tulungan yung mga health workers natin. Yung PhilHealth, babalikan na lang po natin pag nandidirito na rin po si President Ledesma. Get well soon, President Ledesma. Importante ka rito. Ikaw yung nangako. Tuparin mo yung mga pangako mo. Asek De Vega ng DBM.
Yes, Mr. Chair. We will continue to give priority to the requirements on the HEA, and we will also appeal to those who have filed their claims, their appeals to the DOH also, that it be validated as soon as possible so that the DBM can also do its part as far as identifying yung pong ating magiging source at mapaaga po natin yung pag-release ng kanilang requirement. Mr. Chair, thank you.
Mr. Chair, may I ask one short question lang? Mr. Chair, isa lang po.
Go ahead po.
Mr. Chair, yung pong sa HEA, ang gusto ko lang tanungin po sa Department of Health, bakit hindi po niya niline item ho yun sa lower house, tapos kukunin pa natin sa PhilHealth? Sa dami po ng pinapangako po nilang yung benefit package, paano pa ho matutugunan yon? Tapos, gusto ko rin tanungin ho kay Attorney Santos, in behalf of Mr. Mandy Ledesma, sa dami ng package na pinangako nyo po ngayon, ibibigay nyo pa rin ba yung 30 billion sa National Treasury sa October 16? Hindi ba dapat hindi nyo ibigay? It stands to reason not to give and transfer the funds to the National Treasury when you have excessive amounts ng benefits na pinapangako. Di ba? It's it's unreasonable. It's unthinkable. Bakit pa natin ipagpapaliban ng 2025 yung budget samantalang yun? So, may I, Mr. Chair, get a categorical answer from Attorney Santos whether they will still give the October 16 30 billion and the November 30 billion to the National Treasury given the reserve funds na 500 billion plus the excessive promises na binigay nila in front of the Filipino public.
Problema, wala si President Ledesma. Umalis na rin po si Attorney Eli Santos. So kaya sinabi ko kanina, Dr. Liatson, since hindi pa fully nata-transfer, baka pwede unahin nila na bayaran itong mga appeals through unprogrammed funds. Pwede yun. Pwede namang gawa ng paraan ng DBM yun at ng DOH. Kung gugustuhin talaga, pwede nilang gawin ng paraan. Bigyan ng prioridad. And I'm appealing once again, na unahin niyo po itong mga health emergency allowances. Tinugunan niyo na po yung 27 billion. Itong mga appeals naman po, please, bigyan niyo po ng prioridad po itong mga health emergency allowances ng ating mga health workers. Services rendered na po ito.
Mr. Chair, sa October 8 po ba ng DOH PhilHealth budget hearing? Maaari siguro yung tanungin kasi October 16 pa naman po yung next tranche at 30 billion, whether they would still transfer it despite po na ang laki po ng pinapromise nila. May deadline po sila November 2024, may December 2024. Paano ho nila matutugunan po yun? Considering everyday may namamatay po mga pasyente. So I think gusto ko lang hong i-articulate po yung naririnig ko coming from the people here na parang sayang lang yung pagdi-discuss natin when the two healthcare leaders, let's say si Secretary Herbosa and si Mr. Ledesma ay wala dito. Parang hindi importante sa kanila itong meeting to. Samantalang napaka-importante to sa lahat ng tao. And I think dapat ma-articulate natin dito sa leadership. Kasi kung 2 hours before ng 12 noon, nagsabi si Mr. Ledesma may sakit siya, pwede ho ba magkasakit ka na in 2 hours time? I mean, ako alas 2 ako natulog to get ready para sa slides na to. Tapos,
Anyway,
yun lang ho,
Sir Tony,
Mr. Chair.
nagmamadali na tayo rito.
October
Nagpadala po siya ng medical certificate, no? Hindi pa? Through Viber. Not a hard copy. Nakalagay doon, back spasm, lower back, no? Bed rest. Get well soon po, Mr. Ledesma. Hope to see you soon again. Mag-hearing pa po tayo. May back spasm po siya at sumakit daw yung likod. Baka sumakit yung likod sa kakapangako.
Mr. Chair, very briefly, 2 minutes o 1 minute? Pwede po ba?
Is
Sandali
it
lang.
related po kasi?
Yes, of course. Of course. Yun po yung binanggit ni Attorney Tony Lanchon, nagtatandem na kami. Yung problema ko sa HEA, dinulog po din sa amin sa Philippine Coalition of Consumer Welfare. Nagkaroon ng transition, ang reklamo binigay sa President Duterte and then was transferred to BBM. And then nilagay sa Presidential 888. Kasi po may mga private hospitals na hindi po nababayaran ng PhilHealth. May dalawa pong naglakas ng loob sa norte pa, sa North Luzon. One is in Nazareth General Hospital in Dagupan City, Pangasinan, no? And then the other one is in Northwestern and Pacific Eye Center. Yung isa si Esconde and the other one is I think who is the head, nakalimutan ko na. In short, naglakas sila ng loob. Pinag-usapan namin ito, nag-meeting kami, 21, August 21, 22, 23, and 24. Dinulog po ito ng ARTA. And as you very well know, pinirmahan po ni Presidente yung anti-red tape na kapag sumulat kayo sa gobyerno or permit na within 3, pag simple lang days, 7 basta complicated, and 20 days Pag hindi kayo sinagot, already violative of anti-red tape law because their mandate is ease of doing business. So, August 22 kami, okay, nag-meeting dito nila Eli Dino, Dan Tigiran. Hanggang ngayon wala pong sagot. And then nag-follow up din po ako sa ARTA na sinuportahan naman ho natin yung DG Secretary Dudsines. And I think one of the last bastion ng consumer. Kasi po, ang consumer, lahat tayo, no? 5 po ang nagte-take care dyan. Presidential 888, meron tayo DTI Consumer, Presidential Action Center, FDA Consumer, DA Consumer. Pero po, parang Supreme Court, ito pong anti-red tape ang talagang sumbungan na sila nagpapile. Pero ngayon ho, nalulungkot ako para nagiging bureaucracy. Isa po sa magandang pinirmahan ni Presidente ito, para yung National Prevention and Control Cancer, National Senior Commission, and the rest. Yan po, time ni Presidente Duterte. But the thing is, sa implementation po. Kaya po siguro sa susunod, nire-request ko lang Mr. Chairman, Senator Bongo, maimbitahan naman po yung mga private hospitals, especially yung concern hospital, yung kasi ang rason nila hindi nila mabayaran yung healthcare worker dahil hindi sila binabayaran. So ang problema itong dalawang naglakas ng loob na yung isa si David Gosumpiao na Northwestern Pacific Eye, nakilala ko dahil naggamot yung misis ko. And then yung isa yung sa Nazareth General Hospital, si Dr. Sconde. Now, may I manifest, Chairman, na maimbita po sila para po malaman natin kung ano nangyari. Kasi ang PhilHealth, almost 2 years na, wala akong binigay na feedback sa amin. And they already violative of anti-red tape, no, which is ARTA. So, yun lang po, Mr. Chairman. And again, maraming salamat. This is Rick Samaniego. And tumutulong lang po para sa inyo. Wala pong bayad, pero tumutulong si Senator Bongo siguro. Salamat po.
Salamat, Mr. Ricardo Samaniego. Ma'am, may kailangan ko lang po ng update dito sa JAO, no? Sa Joint Administrative Order, no? Between the DOH at tsaka ng DSWD, PhilHealth at tsaka PCSO. Kasi matagal na to, since we started this hearing, napag-usapan na ito, na malaking tulong po itong DSWD kung papayagan sila na makaka-contribute rin po for medical assistance. Kasi sa ngayon po, through Malasakit Center, ang tulong lang nila, yung pamasahe. Kung kulang, halimbawa ngayon, ang napakagandang halimbawa nito, yung hospital billing ng pasyente natin, ang mga mahirap na pasyente, konti lang yung sinagot ng PhilHealth. Halimbawa, 87,000 yung bill. Ang binawas ng PhilHealth, 3,000. Tinulungan ng DOH through MAIP, 20,000. Binigyan ng mayor, 5,000. Meron na siyang 28,000. PCSO, halimbawa, nagbigay sila ng 5,000, 33,000. Ang balanse pa niya, 54,000. Kung pumasa itong JAO, baka makatulong pa ang DSWD sa medical assistance. Ngayon po, pinagbabawal. Baka makakatulong pa, makaka-rescue pa sa mga kababayan natin with this JAO. Tulong to sa mga mahirap. Isipin nyo, dokumento, pinasa na sa PhilHealth. Hanggang ngayon, wala pa po. Wala nang taga-PhilHealth dyan. Hearing tayo ulit next week. Yung isa, wala. Yung isa, nagmamadali umalis na. Paalam naman. May flight daw. Ang daming trabaho rito. Ilang pasyente pa ang makikinabang at matutulungan dito. Dapat tayong mga nasa gobyerno, magmalasakit naman tayo sa ating kapwa Pilipino. Huwag nating pahirapan, huwag nating paantayin na matagal. Gawin nating more accessible sa kanila. Pati na lang po, may malasakit center. Gusto ko lang pong mapakinggan ang DOH sa inyong updates. Tagal na po nito, pang siyam na natin na hearing po ito about this joint administrative order.
Mr. Chair, if I may speak, the JAW has been signed already by our secretary last September 25. However, the following day we were supposed to submit it. We received a memo from the PhilHealth, and they're trying to change one phrase. That's why we had to reroute again to the other agencies. But so after the comments of each agency, then we will come up with our final one.
Ang pinagkaiba nung inaprubahan nyo na sana sa gusto nila ngayon? Anong
Actually,
pinabago?
Mr. Chair, if I am correct from my recollection, yung gusto po nila kasi is to change the no balance billing into no co-payment.
Ano pinagkaiba po nun, ma'am?
Well, kung ako po ang tatanungin, the no balance billing is actually for government hospitals. Yun po ang tawag natin. Pero ang mga private hospitals po, because they have a commitment for the 10% charity of their total hospital bed, so it can also apply to them basta po ang pasyente ay nasa basic ward accommodation. So, when we say charity or basic ward accommodation, it goes for both private and government na no balance billing. Yung no co-payment po kasi is most likely to the private hospitals. But, of course, pag sinabi mo no co-payment, wala akong babayaran. Paano kung hindi kayang i-shoulder ng buong PhilHealth package yung sakit ko at that moment? So hindi siya magfo-fall pa rin sa no co-payment. If I have to ask, Mr. Chair.
So anong gusto nila?
Ang gusto po nila, walang no balance billing, but instead no co-payment. Yun po ang gusto nilang mailagay.
Sa private hospital po ito?
Doon sa JAW po. So doon sa JAW,
Pwede mo bang ma-explain kung bakit ito yung gusto nila, ayaw nila ng no balance billing, bakit gusto nila no co-payment?
Mr. Chair, I cannot speak in behalf of PhilHealth, pero sa akin kasi, it's still almost the same. Parang talaga namang no co-payment tayo basta government hospital and charity. That's the rule. Pero with private hospitals, I cannot say that there's no co-payment at all. Kasi at the end of the day, if we go to a private hospital, we are on a private accommodation, then definitely they will just deduct the PhilHealth case rate for your particular na sakit na i-apply nila.
Pa-explain natin sa PhilHealth. Problema, wala na naman ang PhilHealth dito. Pag-usapan natin to sa budget hearing ng health, including PhilHealth. Pasagot natin to sa kanila. Dapat mabilis na to. Makakatulong to sa medical assistance ng mga pasyente at mababawasan pa yung problema ninyo sa MAIP kung makakatulong po ang DSWD. So, salamat. Paki-take note lang po, Comsec, na wala nang problema raw sa DOH. Actually, okay na po sa kanila. Baka by next week, tapos na po ito, ma'am.
Mr. Chair, ikukulitin namin lahat ng agencies. Actually, when we received their initial letter, pinaikot ko na po ulit with our staff sa ating MPO team. Paikot na po ulit sa DSWD and PCSO. And then through a text with the secretary, he doesn't oppose to any of those suggestions, but I want him to read what the PhilHealth really wanted to include in the JAW, Mr. Chair.
Salamat po. Kumusta na po ang inyong utilization sa ngayon ng inyong MAIP? Ilang percent na po sa ngayon po ang inyong nagamit? No?
Mr. Chair, as of August 31, we have already utilized 47%, Mr. Chair. So that's September, marami rin po tayong naibaba. So I'm sure this is above 50 already, above 50%, Mr. Chair.
As of September.
As of September po.
So we have 3 months na lang to go, but yung utilization niya is about 50% kalahati. So mako-cover nyo pa. How about sa mga DOH hospitals? Nako-cover naman po, natutulungan. Hindi nyo na tatanggihan yung mga pasyente doon.
Mr. Chair, the DOH hospitals are all covered with MAIP and wala po tayong natatanggihang hospital, Mr.
Pwede nyo
Chair. Pasyente po sa lahat ng hospital, Mr. Chair.
Ma-check nyo po, may mga reklamo lang sa akin sa Cavite, sa Bacoor, sa Laguna. They are running out of MAIP funds na raw po doon sa mga pasyenteng mga walk-in, no? Meron naman kayong department order na walang matatanggihan. Baka ma-check nyo po ito ng mabuti, ma'am. Dahil since sabi nyo, 50% pa lang yung utilize ninyo, ubos na yung pondo nila doon sa kanilang ospital. Baka pwede nyo pong balikan, check. Since under naman po sa inyong cluster itong mga malasakit centers doon, ma'am. Laking tulong po itong malasakit centers na hindi na sila mahirapan pang lumabas ng ospital para humingi po ng tulong. Andiyan na yung one-stop shop, nasa DOH na po, PhilHealth, DSWD, and PCSO ang full implementation nito.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Ang akin lang pong pakiusap is to all government hospitals na mag-liquidate kaagad. Kasi po, yun ang nagiging issue namin. If you are not yet fully liquidated, but at least 50% liquidated, even though you have a request, yun po ang mag-hamper sa amin to give down or to download the MAIP to the hospital. So alam naman po yan ng lahat ng DOH hospitals, but to all LGU hospitals who has MOA with our CHDs, yun po talaga ang kailangan. Para din po, for our own safety and seamless process of MAIP utilization and downloading. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Remind nyo na lang po yung mga medical chief sa lahat ng mga hospitals na bilisan nila. Dahil kasalalay dito ay buhay ng bawat Pilipino. At ito pong sa next hearing na lang po itong Health Facilities Enhancement Program. Pakiusap ko lang po, paki-check nyo, humingi tayo ng monthly report sa inyong mga HPEP projects, USEC Chong. At kumusta na po yung mga HPEP projects ninyo. Baka pakitingnan nyo po yung mga kinoconstruct ninyo na hindi maging white elephant. Dapat po yung maging fully operational po ito, magagamit po. Maraming mga hospital na nangangailangan pa po ng tulong, budget for next year, but make it fully operational. Magagamit, hindi yung ilang nakamay ka siya ilang taon, pero pagdating naman ng dulo, hindi rin magagamit dahil kulang pa. Sayang naman, make it fully operational. Hindi po na maging white elephant itong mga health facilities natin. Sayang sayang yung pondo ng gobyerno. Maaaring ilang pasyente pang pwedeng magamot dyan. Kindly po, the DOH, since wala rito si Secretary Herbosa. At gusto ko rin pong banggitin na meron na pong matatapos na halfway house sa Davao, sa SPMC. Ang halfway house po, ito yung bahay pasilungan. Yung mga para sa mga watchers hall, o yung mga may mga pasyente sila, nag-aantay yung mga watchers. While waiting, meron silang pahingahan, bahay, pahingahan, o watchers hall, na while waiting for their patients, meron man lang silang mahigaan, makaluto sila, makapahinga sila. Hindi yung nandyan lang sa hallway o nandyan lang sa bangketa. Kita nyo yung ibang hospital, nasa gilid nakaupo doon sa gutter. Bigyan naman natin sila ng komportableng pagpapahingaan. Kaya tapos na po sa Davao, sa SPMC. Blessing na, isinulong natin. At dito po sa PGH, Philippine General Hospital, meron rin po tayong isinulong na pinagawa malapit nang matapos. At meron tayong isinulong rin po sa Philippine Heart Center at Quirino Memorial Medical Center at sa PCMC, sa Philippine Children's Medical Center, para po meron mapahingahan yung mga watchers. Kawawa eh. Nakikita ko talaga. Nandiyan sa gutter, isinulong po natin itong bahay pasilungan o bahay pahingahan nila o watchers hall para meron silang komportableng pahingahan, makaluto, pahinga man lang sandali. Well, nag-aantay sa mga pasyente. Yung iba dyan, nagre-renta ng boarding house. May mga pasyente. Wala talaga silang komportable. Kawawa naman, bigyan naman natin ng konting comfort ang ating mga watchers. Hirap na hirap po ang kanilang pakiramdam. Hingi ng tulong dito, wala silang matitirhan. Lalo-lalo na po yung mga nasa probinsya. Kami po, galing kami sa probinsya. Wala kaming kamag-anak dito sa Maynila. Wala silang matitirhan. Bigyan sila ng maayos at komportable. Sana'y duplicate nyo po ito, DOH. Kung may space naman kayo, baka pwede nyo pong paglaanan ng pondo. Malaking tulong po ito not only sa ating mga pasyente, but sa watchers talaga. Salamat po. At next hearing na lang po yung yung ibang details po nitong HPEP at saka ng medical assistance. Pwede naman tayo mag-hearing next week. Inaantay ko ang paggaling ni get well soon, President Ledesma. Napaka-importante ka personalidad dito. Ikaw yung makakasagot dito eh. Tsaka ikaw yung nangako sa taong bayan. Several promises na po ang inyong ginawa at hindi po ako titigil rito. Maging sulit po ang ating pangungulit. Gusto ko lang pong bilisan ito, ma'am, sa mga local hospitals, no? Nasa online po yung ibang ating mga colleagues sa lower house. Gusto ko lang pong mapakinggan ang itong increasing the bed capacity of Southern Tagalog Regional Hospital in the city of Bacoor, Cavite from 100 to 300 beds, increasing the bed capacity. At ako mismo, galing po ako doon. Andito ba si Medical Chief ng Bacoor? Ay, sir. Nagkita tayo last, sir, no?
Yes, sir. Gandang hapon po, Mr. Chair.
At dito rin po si Congresswoman Lani Mercado Revilla.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair. Magandang hapon po sa
colleague po sa Commission on Appointments.
Hello po, sir.
Ma'am, do you have any opening statement po dito sa inyong panukalang batas na isinusulong the increasing the bed capacity? Ako mismo, ma'am, pumunta po ako dyan mismo last 2 weeks ago. Meron po mga nasunugan dyan, tinulungan natin at dumaan po ako sa hospital, dyan po sa Southern Tagalog Regional Hospital para tingnan po yung katayuan ng ating mga pasyente at nagpalugaw tayo para sa mga watchers at saka sa mga patients para makatulong man lang sa kanila habang nag-aantay sa mga pasyente, may makain sila, mababawasan yung iisipin nila. Kahit lugaw lang po yun, at least may makain po sila nung panahong yun, merienda o pananghalian po. Go ahead po, Ma'am Lani.
Salamat po, Mr. Chair, Senator Bongo. Maraming salamat po sa pagdalaw po ninyo sa aming lungsod at the same time at natulungan po ang mga fire victims po namin sa aming pong mahal na lungsod. Malaking bagay po yung pagdalaw niyo po doon sa amin. Sir, in the interest of time, I move that the explanatory note of House Bill 10472 be entered into the records as my sponsorship speech. Alam ko po, kayo po ay kaisa sa amin sa pag-increase ng bed capacity ng ospital na ito from 100 beds to 300 bed capacity. Sana po yung matulungan niyo po kami, mahal na Senador. Salamat po.
Salamat po, Congresswoman. May we now hear the position of the from our medical center chief, no? He is physically present. Here, Dr.
Efrain po, Rubiano
Efraim
po.
Rubiano, salamat po sa inyong magandang pamamalakad sa inyong ospital.
Yes sir, magandang hapon po sa ating lahat. Magandang hapon po sa Mr. Chair. Nanaisin po ng ating hospital sa Bacoor, Southern Tagalog Regional Hospital, na madagdagan po ang aming bed pa from 100 to 300. Since sa ngayon po ang aming occupancy rate ay almost 120%, plus the fact na yung ating population sa Cavite po ay nasa 4.3 million na. Bacoor alone nasa 700,000 at considering po na yung ating hospital ay magle-level 3 na, we're aiming for a level 3 next year at inaasahan po namin ang mga expansion ng services plus meron rin po kaming 3 training, accredited training sa surgery, OB and possibly IM. So in anticipation po sa increase ng aming pasyente sa mga susunod mga buwan or taon, nagnanais po kami madagdagan upang lalo pong makarami po ang ating matulungan po sa lalawigan po ng Cavite at sa karatig probinsya po. Maraming salamat sir.
Kumusta po ang inyong malasakit center doon?
Maganda po at positibo po sa tao at maraming salamat po sa malasakit plus sa ating MAIP at medyo maraming pasasalamat po nila at no co-payment, ano po tayo sa 100% no co-payment po tayo sa ating hospital po.
Pero nabanggit niyo po last time na ubos na po ang inyong pondo. Dito po ang si Yusek Chong.
Opo, sa lukuyan po kasi umuubos po kami almost 600 to 700,000 daily na sa MAIP po. Even po yung ating, although yung malasakit po ay may kasama po tayong mga PCSO plus DSWD, pero malaking tulong po talaga ang fund ng ating DOH para po ma-augment yung aming meager resources na nakaraan po sa ating medical assistance. Apo.
Yusek Chong, since sabi mo 50% pa lang yung utilization, pero sila naman ubos ka agad dahil dami mong mga poor patients na nangailangan po ng tulong. Baka pwede niyo pong balikan naman po sila para makasave pa tayo ng buhay ng ating kapwa Pilipino. Ang dami nilang pasyente. Kaya nga po nag-i-increase sila ng kanilang hospital bed capacity from 100 to 300 beds dahil dumadami na po ang mga pasyente nila at nangangailangan ng tulong. Malaking tulong po yung inyong MAIP po doon, Yusek Chong, sa kanilang hospital.
Mr. Chair, opo, we will support all the DOH hospitals in whatever way possible, lalong-lalo na po kung MAIP ang pag-uusapan. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Sir, in fairness po sa MAIP office po, tuwing susulat po kami ay nag-respond po sila positively po sa aming request po.
Salamat po.
sir.
Dapat walang matanggihan na pasyente.
Thank you po.
What is the position of the DOH po dito sa upgrading ng hospital?
The DOH supports the intent of purpose measures which seek to increase the authorized bed capacity of Southern Tagalog Regional Hospital in Bacoor, Cavite from 100 beds to 300 beds, Mr. Chair.
How about DBM?
Yes, Mr. Chair, once this is deemed, once the bed capacity are deemed increased, then the DBM would support the requirements. There are standard budgetary requirements for each of the bed capacity, and we will follow that. We will include it in the regular budget, and we will also look at the provisions under the HFEP as well as the regular operational requirements of the different hospitals. Mr. Chair.
Salamat po, no? Comsec, kindly take note, ilagay, kasi during the interpellation and amendments, gusto ng mga colleagues ko na ilagay yung level ng hospital. So, ipalagay po natin yung level ng hospital dito sa Southern Tagalog Regional Hospital, including the bed capacity from 100 to 300 and the level ng hospital. Kindly include po. Yun po ang gusto ng mga kasamahan natin sa Senado. So walang objection ang DOH at ang DBM. So ito naman pong isa, no? Increasing the bed capacity of Region 1 Medical Center in Dagupan from 600 to 1,500 beds. Ang author nito ay si Congressman Ramon Guico. Kumusta po? Ano pong position ng ating medical center chief, si Dr. Roland Mejia? Dito po ang kanyang assistant, no? Dr. Michael Canto.
Yes, Your Honor, fortunately hindi nakarating si Dr. Mia dahil meron gastrointestinal upset. Ang mga kasama namin sa Mantom parehong nagkasakit. Ang position po namin is to ask your good office to increase the bed capacity from 600 to 1,500 capacity because we have overstretched our health services.
So, sangayon po kayo dito, dapat na-increase na po.
Yes, sir, because we are serving surrounding provinces, not only Pangasinan, Zambales, Tarlac, La Union, Nueva Vizcaya, part of Nueva Vizcaya and Nueva Ecija.
Galing po ako dyan, about
Oh,
3 months ago, na bumisita rin po ako at nagpalugaw rin po ako sa mga pasyente. Nakita ko po yung hospital. Naintindihan ko, kulang talaga yung hospital beds ninyo. Isang kama, 2 pasyente na minsan magkakadikit-dikit pa. At sinusuportahan natin ito basta makakatulong sa mga pasyente natin. At kumusta po inyong malasakit center doon?
Maganda naman po ang kinalalabasan ng malasakit center natin.
Wala kayong reklamo walang natatanggiang pasyente? Nandito si Yusek Chong, baka kailangan nyo ng tulong. May pondo naman sila.
Meron akong natanggap pero na ano naman, sir, na naayos naman.
I-check nyo lang dito si Yusek Chong kung meron kayong gusto iparating at hinaing pangailangan.
Sana madagdagan Yusek yung aming.
Since utilize pa inyong MAIP, ma'am, baka pwede nyo raw
Parami ng parami, lalo na ngayong election time.
Mr. Chair, wag po kayo mag-alala. May parating na po sa inyo kasi may nasign na po ako.
Maraming salamat po, Yusek.
May we hear the position of DOH?
The DOH supports House Bill 10081, which seeks to increase the bed capacity from 600 to 1,500 beds of the Region 1 Medical Center located at Dagupan City, Pangasinan. Mr. Chair.
Salamat. What is the position of the DBM? Asek De La Vega.
Yes, Mr. Chair, we will defer, of course, to the DOH as far as the viability of increasing the bed capacity of the Region 1 Medical Center. And once it's deemed increased, then the DBM would be providing for its requirements either through the HFEP and the operation of the different hospitals for the regional hospitals, Mr. Chair.
Salamat po. Ito naman po, House Bill number 10083, increasing the bed capacity of Amang Rodriguez Memorial Medical Center in the city of Marikina from 500 beds to 1,000
Yes,
beds.
sir.
Kayo po ang
Mr.
medical
Chair.
chief?
Ako po, ang Dr. Imelda Mateo.
Kumusta
Medical
po
Secretary.
inyong hospital? Napuntahan
Lagi
ko na
po-
rin po yan noon,
Yes
ma'am.
po, lagi pong puno kasi nga kulang na ng beds. Na-delay din ang mga surgical procedures kasi po wala na post-op paglalagyan na beds yung post-op care. So we're catering to the population of Marikina because it's situated centrally in Marikina, almost 500,000, and the nearby cities and towns of Rizal, which is 3 million approximately by population. Kami po yung pinakamalapit nilang tertiary hospital. It's a level 3 teaching and training hospital. We have 9 accredited residency training programs and 2 accredited fellowship training program. Pero hindi pa rin po ma-maximize, lagi pong overflow kasi nga kulang na yung beds talaga. And sana po ma-increase nga while we are situated centrally, kami lang po ang government hospital for Marikina at doon sa nearby towns, tertiary hospitals. And we have signed at least 5 memorandum of agreement as Apex Hospital from the nearby, in fact not nearby, even Mimaropa, as their end referral or Apex hospitals, which means that we will have to cater to increase critical or level 3 cases in our hospital. So, kailangan po talaga na mag-increase ng bed capacity.
Salamat. Kumusta po ang inyong malasakit center doon, ma'am?
Lagi pong ubos.
Ubos.
Nire-replenish naman po ni Yusek Chong. Pero of course, if it can be increased, yun po yung request namin sana. Ubos po and then
Daming pasyente, no?
sobra po. Sobra.
Yung mga poor and indigent patients.
So wala po kaming nire-refuse.
Yun,
We have
importante.
to spend rin yung quantified free services namin, which is we utilize our own income to cover for the expenses of our indigent patients. That is pang-interim po pag hindi pa dumadating yung MAIP.
So kayo po yung naniniwala na nakakatulong yung malasakit center?
Ayo
niyo?
po, malaking bagay.
So-
And the patients appreciate it. And we get a lot of commendation and positive feedback from the patients.
Kaya
because
importante
of that.
itong Yusek Chong, yung JAW, para makatulong po ang DSWD. Sino taga DSWD dito? Ma'am? Ay, Ma'am Asek
Good afternoon
Ada.
po. Good afternoon po. Mr.
Singit
Chair.
ko lang po, the last time we had a hearing with the DSWD budget, sabi ni Sec Rex, 165 out of 166 merong personnel ng DSWD.
Yeah, that's correct po, Mr. Chair. So out of the 166 na malasakit centers, all of those are man po ng ating mga personnel, which are social workers and all admin staff. Particularly sa ngayon po, we have a total of 224 staff who are placed po dun sa ating mga malasakit centers.
So, can you repeat? Almost complete na siya?
Complete naman po. ang
Lahat
ating-
meron?
Opo, meron na po tayo. Kasi if meron po tayong ongoing na hiring
Oo.
dito sa may car region po natin. However, meron naman pong mga SWAD. Meron po tayong social welfare.
So sa tingin niyo
officers.
malaking tulong tong JAW kung makakatulong rin po kayo sa medical assistance ng pasyente? Do you agree with it?
Yes po, we agree na malaking bagay po.
Kasi yung iba, pamasahe lang yung na-provide. Pero kung makakatulong sila sa medical assistance, kahit na pinakahuli na ang DSWD tumulong, still, makatulong kayo. Andyan yung may pondo kayo eh. Remember, you have 50 billion for AIX, for assistance in crisis. So, makakatulong rin po yan sa mga pasyente, sa medical assistance. So, Yusek Chong, pagbilisan po natin ito. Makakatulong to sa mga pasyente. Hindi to para sa atin, para sa mga mahirap tong kababayan natin. Kung natin silang pahirapan, kung kayang gawin, kaya naman eh, kung may paraan eh. Gusto talagang tulungan yung mga mahirap, kayang-kaya pong gawin ng paraan. Problema lang kung ayaw ng iba. Tulungan natin, ma'am. Ano lang po, malaking tulong po itong medical assistance through DSWD. Mari-reinforce po yung three agencies. How about Sir Larry Cedro, ang ating AGM for PCSO? Kumusta po? Ilan na po ang personnel ninyo as of this date?
Your Honor, Mr. Chairman, we have a quite low deployment of personnel, but we wanted to inform the body that currently we are applying po kasi a rational distribution of personnel. So gaya po ng ng Rodriguez, so meron po kaming naka-deploy, hindi lang po siya ang hawak na hospital, meron din siyang hinahawakan. And at the same time, Mr. Chairman, we are now applying a new application system na i-share po namin. So this is an online application system po na align po din po sa Malasakit Center. So nagkaroon po kami ng initial meeting with MPO.
Paano po ito, sir?
Sir, it's an application developed by PCSO. Kasi po, ang amin pong map ngayon sa National Capital Region, Mr. Chair, hindi na ho kami nag-aalaw ng tao na pumunta pa sa PCSO. Instead, they send their application through online means.
So paano sila matutulungan?
Sir, ano po to? Naka-anchor din po to sa social services ng hospital po. Let's say, ang Malasakit Center, meron ho silang application din doon. So sila po ang nagiging guide, sila ho ang nagiging conduit. So nakikita rin po namin yung distribution ng DOH, ng discounts ng PhilHealth bago ho kami pumasok, Mr. Chair.
So for the record, out of 166 malasakit centers, ilan ho ang may personnel kayo?
Right now, based on the MPO distribution po, it's around 44 po eh. But basically, this is based on a rational deployment, Mr. Chair. So ang isa po naming tao, hindi po siya 1:1. Meron po kaming tao na 4 o 3 hospitals po na hinahawakan niya.
So covered nyo naman po lahat.
Yes sir, nakakapag-cover. National po ito, Mr. Chair. So ang amin pong branch offices din po, kung let's say ang Bulacan po, 2 malasakit centers ang located sa province of Bulacan, ang amin pong Bulacan office ang nag-handle naman po noon, Mr. Chair.
Importante, alam nila saan sila lalapit.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Kaya nga po, naging one-stop shop siya for easy access. Yun po ang layunin ng batas na ito na meron silang mapuntahan po.
Yes, Mr. Chair. We see to it po na nagko-comply naman po. And Mr. Chair, just to inform the body, yung utilization rate po naman ng PCSO, since this is under the map, for malasakit alone, we've already spent more than close to 500 million na po ang aming nagagamit for malasakit alone. Hiwalay pa po doon sa map namin, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Pero humingi sila ng tulong sa inyong mga regional offices or sa mga...
Yes, Mr. Chair, for our provincial offices naman po.
Salamat po. Yusek Chong from DOH, is there a latest update kung ilan na po ang natulungan through malasakit centers? Ilang pasyente na po? The last time I heard, no? It's almost 12 million patients na po as of 2023. Ngayon, 2024 na tayo. Ilan na ho sa palagay ninyo, more or less?
Mr. Chair, more or less, ang natulungan na po nating pasyente ay nasa 15,621,000 to be may konti pong gutal. 15,621,850 as of August 31, 2024, Mr. Chair.
Salamat po, Yusek Chong. Balikan natin tong position niyo po sa dito sa Marikina. Position po ng DBM. Okay lang, unahin lang natin DBM. Good.
Yes, Mr. Chair, we will abide by whatever would be the decision of the DOH as far as increasing the capacity of the IRIS is concerned.
Salamat po.
And the DBM will support by providing the requirements, the actual requirements through the HPEP as well as the operational requirements under the regular budget of the OH.
So let's make it omnibus na lang po dito sa mga increasing the bed capacity and new hospitals, no? Wala kayong objection rin dito sa increasing the bed capacity of Amay Pakpak sa City of Marawi from 400 to 800?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Wala kayong objection dyan?
We're looking at 2 categories, sir, Mr. Chair. Those which are DOH funded.
Yun nga po. Ang pinag-usapan natin, DOH muna sa ngayon.
Yes, Mr.
So wala kayong objection dito, increasing the bed capacity of DOH Hospital in Amay Pakpak and in Marikina. Am I correct?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay. How about the DOH, ma'am, sa Amang Rodriguez Medical Center?
Yeah, the DOH supports House Bill 10083, which seeks to increase the bed capacity from 500 to 1,000 beds of Amang Rodriguez Memorial Medical Center located in Marikina, as well as with the Amay Pakpak. We support it, Mr. Chair.
Salamat. May we hear from Congressman Zia Alonto Jong or Dr. Shalimar Rakiin, the Medical Center Chief? Assalamualaikum.
Alaykum po, Mr. Chair. Amay Pakpak Medical Center is a 438-bed capacity by LTO. We are level 3 and we are an Apex hospital. We cater to Iligan City, Marawi City, Lanao del Sur, and the nearby provinces and cities like Iligan City, Lanao del Norte, Misamis Oriental. We were recognized as Apex in 2022, and consequently, after that po, we experienced the increase in the number of admission and increase in the bed occupancy rate. So the latest BOR is 145%. That means our absorptive capacity is only 400, but we are admitting more than 600 patients, census every day. And this has some impact in the operation of the hospital. We have critical need for the lack of manpower, and then our wards are congested, and it has compromised the quality of services that we give to our patient. And given the circumstances, Mr. Chair, we fully support the House Bill number 10258, that is upgrading of Amay Pakpak Medical Center from 400 to 800, hoping that this can address the gaps in terms of our overcrowding of our patient. And our hospital has great impact in the lives of thousands of Bangsamoro people in the autonomous region, and also the nearby cities and provinces, which Amay Pakpak Medical Center serve as their apex hospital. So thank you po.
Salamat. Kumusta po inyong malasakit center doon, ma'am?
Yes, we are well provided by the Department of Health sa MAIFEP po. And every time we write for replenishment, nagbibigay naman po si Yusek Chong.
So salamat po. Nakakatulong naman sa mga kapatid natin doon,
Yes
lalo
po.
na sa mga Muslim.
Opo, puro libre po because of malasakit.
Salamat po. Alagaan niyo po yan. Para sa Pilipino talaga yan. Balikan ko lang muna tong ito bagong hospital, establishing the Cagayan Valley Medical Center. Iba po to, not increasing but establishing new hospital. Nandito ba yung wala pang medical chief, of course, no? Bago. So anong position po ng DOH and DBM po rito?
Mr. Chair, the DOH acknowledges the intent of House Bill 10082. The DOH recommends that the proposed Cagayan Mother and Child Medical Center be designated as the Mother and Child Specialty Center of the Cagayan Valley Medical Center. Hence, the DOH further recommends the following. Cagayan Valley Medical Center shall ensure that funding for the Mother and Child Specialty Center is included in the Health Facility Development Plan, and the health facility shall be renamed as CVMC Mother and Child Specialty Center to reflect its service capability and coverage, Mr. Chair.
So dapat may pondo siya through HPEP. How about DBM? Ano pong position niyo rito sa bagong hospital?
Yes, Mr. Chair, we defer to the DOH as far as the establishment of this medical center is concerned, specialty center is concerned, and once deemed approved by the DOH, the DBM will support its requirements through the HFEP as well as the operations of hospitals in the regional areas. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Salamat po. Puntahan naman po natin ang LGU Hospitals, tatlong bago at tatlong upgrade. Iba pong approach natin dito. Hindi po ito DOH Hospitals. So tatanungin po natin ang magiging posisyon ng ating DOH at DBM. First, House Bill number 10241 establishing the Ramon Magsaysay District Hospital in Ramon Magsaysay, Zamboanga del Sur. Andito po ang ating kagalang-galang na Congresswoman Jaisel Liu of andito na po si Congresswoman Divina Grace Liu. Kanina anak yung nakita ko. Kamukha eh. Kumusta po, ma'am? At ano pong
Okay lang po.
position niyo rito sa pag-establish po ng Ramon Magsaysay District Hospital?
Thank you po, Chairman. To the Chairman of the Committee on Health and Demography, the man behind the Malasakit Center in Zamboanga del Sur, Honorable Senator Bongo, to the other members of the committee, staff, and resource persons, good afternoon po sa lahat. This bill seeks to establish a district hospital in the first district of our province, which will be located in the municipality of Ramon Magsaysay, province of Zamboanga del Sur. Its establishment would help Zamboanga del Sur Medical Center the only level 2 LGU run government hospital in the province under and also other four nearby provinces. The said hospital has an authorized bed capacity of 100, but its admission rate is 250 to 300 patients per day. This is because of the zero balance billing scheme being implemented by the provincial government. With the kind indulgence of this committee, may I also respectfully request an amendment to the title of the bill from the current title, an act establishing the municipality of Ramon Magsaysay, province of Zamboanga del Sur, a district hospital to be known as Ramon Magsaysay District Hospital and appropriating funds thereof, to its proposed new title, which is an act establishing in the municipality of Ramon Magsaysay, province of Zamboanga del Sur, a district hospital to be known as Zamboanga del Sur First District Hospital, and appropriating funds thereof. Mr. Chair, we believe that the proposed new title would be more aligned with the intent of the aforementioned bill to place the proposed district hospital under the supervision and control of the provincial government of Zamboanga del Sur. In view of the foregoing, approval of this bill is earnestly sought. Thank you very much.
Salamat po, Congresswoman Divine Grace Yu. Ano pong position ng DOH dito? Gawin ko lang pong omnibus, no, since wala naman po si Congressman Duhali at Congresswoman Charis Ann Hernandez Alcantara ng Calamba. So ito pong bago, no, tatlong bago establishing LGU hospitals. First, itong establishing Ramon Magsaysay District Hospital. Second, itong establishing the Santo Tomas Municipal Hospital in Santo Tomas, Davao del Norte. At ito pong establishing the Calamba City General Hospital in the city of Calamba, Laguna. Tatlo po itong bagong hospital, LGU hospitals po. DOH, ano pong position niyo rito?
Mr. Chair, for all the hospitals that will be being built, it will be the DOH supports, but it will be under the direct control and supervision of their respective provincial government, Mr. Chair.
Salamat po. How about from DBM po sa tatlong hospital, ma'am?
Yes, Mr. Chair, we support the three hospitals, namely Ramon Magsaysay, Santo Tomas, and the Calamba City General Hospital. But we would defer to the DOH as far as the requirements in the event for capital outlay improvements, and that will be under the HFEP of the DOH.
Mr. Chair, can I clarify? It will be under the direct supervision of the provincial, not with the DOH.
Yes, yeah, direct supervision of the government, the local government, but the support that would be coming from the subsidy program of the DOH, we will defer to that if according to the priority that will be given by DOH as far as the listing of the capital facilities is concerned.
For the record, no, ako very supportive po ako sa establishing new hospitals. Renationalization, naintindihan ko yon. Halimbawa, itong hospital sa Benguet, may mga pasyente ron na lalapit, mga hindi naman taga Benguet, nasa from Mountain Province, sa nearby provinces. Wala po akong objection dyan. Pwede nating i-renat dyan. Dahil ang hirap magpatakbo ng hospital, pondo nila sa probinsya, tapos hindi mo na matanggihan yung mga nearby provinces dahil Pilipino rin po ang mga yon. Hindi natin pwedeng tanggihan yon. At ako pabor po ako sa mga additional beds, increasing the bed capacities, establishing new hospitals, improve medical services. Yun naman po ang aking layunin rin po noon pa, expand medical services. But kailangan rin natin dito, alam nyo, we are a collegial body. Kailangan nating pagbobotohan namin ito sa Senado. Kaya nakikiusap rin po ako, kailangan ko rin po ng garantiya mula sa mga agencies kasi sila po yung may pondo. Ibig sabihin ng DOH, kung mag-renat, silang sasalo, dapat igagaranti nila na willing po silang kunin yung responsibilidad from the local government. Meron silang pondong ilalaan dito sa kanilang aakuin na hospital na serbisyo po. At sa mga LG hospitals naman, siyempre kailangan natin ng guarantee rin from their end na pupondohan nila ito. Hindi lang po tayo gagawa ng batas dito, establishing new hospitals pag wala naman pong pondo. So COMSEC, kailangan ko lang po ng garantiya mula sa concerned agencies o LGUs o department na tuloy-tuloy nila ang pagpupondo at pagpapatayo ng mga bagong hospital o increasing the bed capacities. I-increase natin yung bed capacities, wala namang pong pondong pambili ng kama. So, sa LGU hospitals, we will require LGU resolution. So, puntahan na po natin ang upgrading hospital beds, no? LGU naman po ito. Iba rin po yung kanina, nauna nating na-tackle. Ito po ang sa tatlong hospital. Increasing the bed capacity of Laguna Provincial Hospital, San Pedro District Hospital from 35 to 50 beds. And then House Bill number 10418, increasing the bed capacity of the WAU District Hospital in WAU, Lanao del Sur. Doon rin po ito sa Lanao del Sur, no? Andito po si Dr. Asnawi Dalidig, Hospital Chief. Assalamualaikum. Andito rin po si Dr. Rene Bad, Provincial Health Officer ng Laguna. And another House Bill number 10445, increasing the bed capacity of Tomas La Chica District Hospital in Jose Abad Santos in Davao Occidental. Meron tayong bagong hospital rin po dyan na pinatayo, no? Sa Malita. DOH Hospital, ako po ang principal sponsor niyan at natulungan natin yung mga equipments doon dahil malayo yung Malita. It's about 3 hours away from the nearest DOH Hospital, which is the Southern Philippines Medical Center. Yes, ako po ang principal sponsor na yon ng hospital at tinulungan natin nung panahon ni dating Pangulong Duterte na sa kanilang mga hospital equipments dahil malayo talaga yung Malita kung babiyahin mo papunta sa nearest DOH Regional Hospital, which is the Southern Philippines Medical Center. Mas mailapit pa natin. Malayo itong lugar na to eh. Malawak tong Davao region. At boundary na po ito ng Region 12. Dito po si Dr. Ana Bautista Quesada ng Hospital Chief po ng District Hospital, Tomas La Chica. So pakinggan po natin silang tatlo. Unahin natin Laguna Provincial Hospital Provincial Health Officer.